Hey,
I
this
couldn't
is
hear
Bret
you.
Michaels, and you heard it on the X.
Hi, folks. Welcome back to the East Coast premier music talk show. Heard it on the X. Bret Michaels bringing us back.
He was just on, what was it?
The Extreme
Celebrities
Home
Fix Your
Makeover,
House.
whatever edition. I have no idea. But Kim Marie watched it, and she was convinced that Bret Michaels, not only did he build this house,
From
he
scratch.
manicured the lawn, he cured the kids. The kids were sick. The mother was going blind. I think by laying his hands on her head, she's no longer blind. Exactly. So you know how it is with Kim Marie and Bret Michaels. Exactly. Exactly. Bret Michaels should be president of the world, according to Kim Marie.
That's a high honor. President of the world.
Right? President of the world. They should just, all countries should come together under his,
Under his
rule.
rock revival
Yeah.
bottom.
Yeah. King of jeans, Bret Michaels.
King of the denim.
I got to say this about Bret Michaels. He's an exceptionally nice guy, and I want to thank him again for letting Tyler, your brother, play at his sound check, which is really cool.
He let him jam with him, so it's a pretty swell guy. He's a good guy.
I also want to thank him for not stealing Kim Marie, because I'm pretty sure at certain points of the night she could have just left me forever and gone on Bret Michaels' bus.
Yeah, he could have pulled the Nugent, and he didn't.
I know. Nugent could have got her too, but thank God. All right. Once again, folks, welcome back, and I want to welcome the legendary Black Widow to the studio. How you doing? We're here with Lana, Joe, and Dustin.
Well, first of all, I'd like to say that there was some trickery pulled. I thought Bret Michaels was going to be the host, and it was you, so I'm leaving.
Oh, see? See what I say? She's evil tonight. I'm telling you.
I'm just playing.
Honestly, though, the original format of the show, you were too busy. You had a bunch of stuff going on, and the problem really was your schedule had so many Sundays filled up.
Yeah, it did. Summer for us is like every Sunday, basically, so it did. It made it really hard. But I just want you to know, no, I don't hate you. I did change my phone number because you are a stalker. But other than that, no. I really did want to do it. It's awesome. I mean, the show really is great.
And I appreciate that. I wish that you could have. What's funny, when we were trying to go over the schedule, there's been two people that I've wanted on the show forever. You and Billy McEwen, who are just two local Buffalo legends, in my opinion. People that people should go see and should actually think the world of, are both of you guys. Neither one of you today, I feel like I'm breaking ground, because today you're on the show. Billy still hasn't been on the show.
Yeah.
Same thing he told me when I first told Billy. He's like, oh yeah, that'll be great. I never do anything on Sunday. And I'm like, okay, Bill, what about this date? And I gave him a date. He goes, I never do nothing on Sunday, but I got something going that Sunday. And then I said, okay, well, what about the week after? Wouldn't you know it? Gosh darn it, I got something going. This went on for like 6 months of a calendar. And I'm like, okay, Bill, forget it.
It was the same thing. I know that you asked us.
Sometimes you were playing 2 times on a Sunday, which is another thing I think is amazing. How do you play 2 and 3 times?
I don't know. I really don't know. Sleep, I guess. That's really the only thing I can.
And once again, folks, I'm not talking about 2 or 3 times in a week. I'm talking about this band and this girl will perform 2 or 3 times in a day, in one day. All of you guys, how do you do this?
It's stuff they give racing horses, horse steroids.
Is that what it is?
A lot of shooting up before shows.
Lasix.
That's what it is. That's what's in my little puffer that I use.
The huge shots right in the butt.
So how long has the band been around?
17 years.
17 years?
Yep.
And you're only 24.
I know. Go figure, right?
How did that happen?
I was very talented when I came out and I started singing, so.
And you've had multiple different lineups, like a lot of different Buffalo bands.
Yes.
Where does the current lineup rank as far as, favorites, not favorites? And you could be honest. You could tell Dustin that you can't stand him. You tell me all the time.
I love this band except Joe over there. No. I fire Joe nonstop. No, I honestly, I do. This is my favorite lineup.
Is favorite
100%. 100%. Now that we have Nino Catanzaro playing bass, Dustin Francis is on guitar, and Joe Dillinger, of course, on drum. This is definitely the most fun band that I've ever been in.
And once again, you're a working musician. You guys work all the time. So when you do lineup changes, it takes a little while to get it to mesh, right?
Yeah.
Because you're literally meshing on stage.
It does, and it's true. But like with this one, when Dustin joined, we threw Dustin in, and he had a couple months actually to learn this stuff, but he came in and it was great. Joe, he came in actually he only had a couple weeks. Yeah, he learned all the songs, and Nino filled in with us, here and there, because he does play guitar and bass and stuff, so we were lucky with that. He knew a lot of the songs already. Yeah.
Yeah, Nino's unbelievable talent, too. I mean, just an unbelievable... Nino is the kind of guy you can go see him playing guitar with a band, go see him playing bass with a band. His harmonies are incredible. He's just a really great guy.
Yeah.
When I went as a young kid, and go watch Lana, it was with Lana, Mike, and Nino. all playing down in Gowanda.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
He was there. Just do it. And you're right, though. He plays drums, he plays guitar, he plays bass, and yeah, that's what I mean. That's why I always say he's my missing link. Joe always says that I favorite Nino.
You do. You do.
But no, he is. That's like we do. We all mesh. They're like my brothers, and like we respect each other. It's great. I really, honestly love it.
Rock and roll is basically, it always has been, and it's unfair, and sometimes the world is, kind of a guy's game. I mean, how do you last for 17 years being probably the most working musician that the city's ever seen, really, consistently? How do you last in this guy's game, or it just doesn't matter to you?
I don't think it matters.
Because you're not a diva. You know, you're not a diva
I
at all.
I want to make that point clear, just so everybody knows. I am not a diva. I go 2 hours before. I most of the time set the equipment up, the PA myself. The guys help me, you know, at the end of the night and stuff. But no, I'm not a diva. I have to like change in the bathroom, you know, all that stuff. I can't just come all primped up and stuff. So I do. I work hard. But I think why this band lasted for so long and still is going is I have, you know, I've been playing with a lot of talented musicians from the very beginning that I walked in until now. So it's not just me, it's the whole band, you know, it's the guys that I play with. Without the guys, I obviously wouldn't be here because I can't play an instrument at all, but it's everybody that I played with. And definitely now.
Your bands are always amazingly talented, and that's great that you say that about your bands, because they are. You guys are always amazingly talented. You're an amazingly talented singer, though. Honestly. I mean, in my opinion, of all the female singers, and I'm not slighting a single female singer in Western New York, by far the most talented, I think. And that's another thing that flips me out, too, is that at the ripe old age of 24, and that you can still play 3 days a week. I mean, it's the same thing. Billy's another one who freaks me out. Billy, I'm in my mid-40s. I change keys from songs that I used to sing in my 20s. And I don't mean like a half step down. I'm talking full step, you know, 2 full steps, you know, sometimes, you know, we're honestly, it's almost like a whole different song now, where Billy McEwen and yourself are just not that way. You just hit it every single time, just amazingly talented.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think what happens too is when Dustin came in, we do everything a half step down, which isn't that much, but I'm telling you, I don't care what anybody says, it does help out when you're playing that much, and it's barely noticeable, it really is.
Oh, yeah.
But when you're playing that much, it helps out. And, I mean, Dustin sings, Nino sings, Joe sings a little bit in the shower sometimes. But, you know...
Maybe we could do a remote from
I know.
Joe's shower.
It's great, though. We all help each other out. And it's just, I think, when you really want to do it, you just, no matter what, even when I'm sick, I still manage to sing.
Yeah, I mean, it's just incredible. And you've always wanted to sing your whole life?
Always.
Really?
I mean, ever since I can remember. Even when I was little, when I was in high school, I was like the lion for the Wizard of Oz, and I was... you know, writing songs and doing solos and stuff, like in school, like in high school and stuff. So, yeah, that's what I wanted to do.
Always wanted to sing?
Yes.
Always wanted to sing with Joe?
Yes.
That's what she told me.
Yes,
I've heard this.
Let's talk to Joe. He's so quiet. Ask Joe some questions.
Joe, you were in the Bone Shakers Blues Band, right? Before?
I was, yeah. But just before I got into Black Widow, I was with the Bone Shakers, so that was an interesting experience, going from blues to all the stuff we do.
Is blues where your heart is? Is blues more what you like, or it doesn't matter? You don't care?
No, not really. That was kind of it was a good gig, but it was kind of a fill-in kind of thing for me till I got to something like this.
Yeah. So you were, you know, and once again, drummers just seem, guitar players and singers always seem to have a genre that they want to stay in. Even when we were talking to Kenny Aronoff, like you were talking about on the break, he just plays everything. It doesn't matter. He, you know, blues, jazz, anything.
Well, like I said, what a drop off for you going from Kenny Aronoff to me. But
it's funny because Kenny Aronoff knew you were coming on the next week, and he said the same thing. What a huge drop off for me. You're having Joe in next week. Why would you even want me on the show? He said. So Kenny Aronoff worships you, Beth.
If only.
Kenny's actually a great guy. What a great drummer. But it's the same thing as what we're talking about. To go from blues to rock and roll isn't that easy. I mean, it's a different way of playing the instrument.
And that's one of the things I like about our band too is there's such a wide variety of tempos and feels and things. So as a drummer, I really like that part of it because we get to do so many different things that I don't get bored back there. You know, so that might be a drummer thing. You know, we kind of keep our feet in a lot of different genres so we don't get bored too easily.
How the hell could you get bored? You're playing 3 gigs a day. just getting directions to go to each gig has got to be not boring.
I live by the GPS.
Yeah.
I do. Without a GPS, I'd be completely lost.
We're going to head into a commercial break, and you guys are going to perform in studio for us?
Yeah.
So we're going to do a slight impromptu sound check if Dustin could strum his guitar. All right, and we're going to listen to a little live Black Widow.
Been a long time since you came around. Been a long time, well, I'm back in town. This time I'm not leaving without you. It tastes like whiskey when you kiss me. Oh, I'd do anything again to be your baby doll. This time I'm not leaving without you. It says sit back down where you belong, in the corner of the bar with your high heels on. Sit back down on the couch. We made love the first time, and you said to me something about this place. Something about lonely nights and the lipstick on your face. Something about my cool New York guy. I said something.
Hi, I'm Dick Bauer
about
from the band Joyride. We're with the Buffalo Music Hall of